See, whether you believe in Jesus Christ or not, well, matters for your salvation, but it doesn't really. The ultimate thing, if you look around, everything represents Jesus Christ. Everything, every song ever written, every word ever printed in any language, it all represents to one name, Jesus Christ. Everything does. It's all surrounded by Him. That means everything that you look at, everything, if you're a Christian, it only reminds you, pretty much, of the gift of Jesus Christ. Every single thing. It's all wrapped up in Him. Since He is King and He is controller, then He controls everybody and everything at all times. And there will be those that are followed by the enemy that will try to destroy the beauty that He has created. Some of them will get a little bit of their way. But ultimately, in the end, we'll be there feasting. And they'll be asking for a drop of water. Because it is hot, 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 hot in hell. Remember, cast your cares into nothing. Care, have no anxiousness. Your cares to be cast into nothing. You have no cares. And then you have supplication, right? Supplications means you bow and you request unto the Lord your need and your want. But as you're doing that, you have no anxiety. None at all. Carefree. Carefree and nothing. There's nothing to worry about. Oh, cool. I was thinking that sounded a little like Jesus Christ Superstar. Looks like they got some free stuff going on right now. Thought it was coming from the church there for a minute. It was like a Roanoke Fest. Calm down, R2. It's pretty groovy. Sounds familiar. I would say, I want to say Marvin Gaye or something similar. That kind of ballpark figure. Alright, he had an interesting life. I think it was Marvin Gaye. I think that's his name. I'll have to look it up. Sometimes I'm thinking I'm saying the right name. But it was some musician that was like that. He would lay on the couch and he'd get this idea for a melody, and then he would jump up off the couch, and the band would be playing in the studio. So he had a couch in the studio. He'd lay down and sit there and lay down. I had the mic. Then he'd jump up and he'd just start singing the melody. I think it was the same song that goes, Mama, 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 what? Mama, or something. What's going on? The whole, what's going on? What's going on? Mama, 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 Mama. The whole thing. He would be real relaxed, and then it would come to him, almost like a dream. Yeah, he goes, Mama, Mama, there's too many of you crying. That's how it starts off. So it'd go, Mama, 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 there's too much of you crying. Brother, 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 there's too much of you dying. I don't know the whole story of Marvin Gaye. It would be an interesting one to, someone to vlog or anything, but it would be interesting. I know, I want to say, and I don't know, this is a rumor, but I don't know for sure. Leave a comment, but I think he was killed by his own father. Some fight broke out. It was a fight that broke out. A gun was pulled, and he ended up shooting his own son. It was a pretty serious thing. But I know that he was a great musician, and this was the same guy. I think he would lay on the couch in the studio, and he'd get inspiration and jump up, and then he'd just start coming up with the lyrics and just almost like improvising kind of thing. Pretty cool story about his life. Marvin Gaye. I don't know if they've done anything like a movie or anything like that. Of course, if Will Smith is going to be involved, he's got to wait another 10 years.
Did everything come out okay?
All right, here we go. All right, we made it to the fair. It is active and it is going. This is the fair right by Buc-ee's, right down the road from Buc-ee's. You can see where North Lake is. And it is active and it is rolling. Right by Tangier Outlet. So it looks like we got a little fair, one ride called the Viper. Not the best fair that's shown up, but not too bad for some carnies. See a very strange looking creature though, that cow right there. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get him though. Right on the top side. It almost looks like a puppet. Boy, he's just moseying along. That's an old cow right there. Hey cow, I'm sorry you're so old. Yeah. Sorry that you got so old. And you're just swinging. You're just swinging. It's weird because I just listened to some Al Green. And there's a train. And I was thinking about, should I vlog the train, you know, right here? And then all of a sudden Al Green's song, in the song he's talking about a train. He's making like a train noise, like a right. And I thought, okay, let's go ahead and see what we got. We're going to go underneath the train. And yep, that's what I thought we were going to do. And it's moving. We can hear it. There's the tail end of it. This is actually a dead end right here. Never been down this one. Thought it would loop around. But this, you can start to smell the train right here. R2 is gonna get mad and start beeping. But if you, yep, this is like a little train house right here. I was watching Dancer last night. Man, that guy, here we go. I got a train yard right here. Kind of reminds me of Paranoid Park for a minute and get a little bit of copyright. Hang on. There we go. That switched over pretty nice right there. Yeah, this is the full-on train yard right here. I passed by it a few times. I must have taken it the wrong way. My dad actually worked for the railroad for many years. Like a big chunk of his life. Like my grandfather worked for the railroad too. My dad worked before he got into jewelry, so my grandfather was a switcher, so he could switch the trains. This is a lot of it right here. These are just the axles that we were looking at the other day. And I'm gonna spin back around. This is a cool little solo train right here. This one's just kind of idling right here. You can hear it. Is that not cool? Yeah, I took a wrong turn. I was thinking back there, for some reason I thought this looped back around, but you can see the green where they switched. They'll switch right here, the green line, and they got the yellow. These are main track area where they would switch. Gotta be kind of careful. This area, this is probably where maybe some hobos jump the train right here on this area. Wouldn't be a bad spot. They could probably camp, get like shoestring hobo or dancer. I don't know, this would probably be somewhere where they would, I don't know where they would hide, probably somewhere around there, but they could definitely, could catch here. That's what they call it, catching. All right, we got back on the right one. Anyway, I thought it was kind of cool. Head back through. There's another train stalled out. Now, sometimes they'll do that so the other train can pass. So I was watching Dancer the other day, and they do that sometimes if they have another train that's on its way of passing. It's not safe for the two trains to pass in two different directions. So they'll stop one train. But in this case, I don't know if that's two tracks or not. I can't tell from here why it would just be paused there. It could be maybe maintenance, or if there are two trains, I don't really know. Two trains running. You can see how far down that goes that way. It doesn't look like it has an engine on it right now. They hadn't been picked up, so they have to pick that one up. See, it's just stalled out right there. Yep. So they'll probably go back and reattach that one and pick it up later. Looks like it's only one rail on that area right there. There's some cows over that way. Yeah, but I was watching Dancer, man. I tell you, man, that guy dances all over the train. He's got that selfie stick that must be super sturdy. He doesn't do the same kind of show that Shoestring does, but Shoestring has a lot of stories, and he still hops them. He's older. He's too old to be doing it, but he does it anyway. But he's been hopping, or he's been catching for about, I don't know, 30 years. But he's got some good stories. Okay, I gotta find a way out of here. I don't know if I really want a hot dog and then a 7-Eleven pizza. I don't think I really want one of those. On San Madrid. Yeah, it's pretty cool over there. These are just like really old churches here in Texas. They're probably still active too, but that one says Northgate Church. And outside it says North Gate, which is interesting. You can hear the train over that way. There's also a cross over there down that road that I've vlogged a couple times. I think even on my Samsung. You can hear the train honking right this way. This is like an interesting little area too. Kind of werewolfy. Kind of, you know, kind of like a werewolf running by or something. In the night or something. Kind of those like small little towns. Kind of like in, oh, what was that called? One of my favorite werewolf movies is A Silver Bullet. Stephen King's Silver Bullet. It's got that small town feel, like a bridge or something. I don't know, I'm just looking for things. What if that place is still open right there? Lee's Barbecue. I love this area. It's at Haslett, so I'm pretty much, according to that thing right over there, it says I'm Haslett. Haslett is a small place in Texas. That's all I saw so far was that plant store and that barbecue place. There's a church over there, Church of Christ. Then Grace Point Church right there. Not a real big city. Yeah, I mean there's a few. This is Schoolhouse Road. I've been through past this road pretty much time. It's always funny because I'm always running out of gas, and I'm always like around the Schoolhouse Road area. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this small, tiny gas station. I don't think it has a name. Look at the moon though, right there. It's like almost full. I get this or something. I don't think it was wanting or anyway, but this is really kind of cool. Looking for a name on it. It says 101 in Texaco, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's Texaco. One of these, kind of like a gamble. I guess you can go here. That looks pretty big. I think it's called Quick Country. There's a name on it right here. Looks like the name of it. Looks like they have like a little, I don't know, like a place you can get avocados. A little sandwich place where they make homemade sandwiches. It's pretty cool. And get coffee back here. Oh, they have this right back here. You can get this for like 99 cents. I was just craving this in a plastic bottle. But, yeah, I'll probably stick with this. You guys, look at these Stranger Things chips. It says something like free ticket to something. I don't know what that really says right there. Live from the upside down. I don't know what that really is right there. Anyway, I got like a sandwich in there too. So really, I probably shouldn't buy these small places, but I don't have a choice right now. Gas, and it's saying 415. Doesn't really matter.
So that's why I give this pick an A grade. For all things sports, check out the Rally. Weekdays on Valley Sports.
What I forgot was I have actually Miracle Whip packets. Watch TV when I do that. Anyway, have Miracle Whip packets back here. Way to use one of these for my sandwich. Then we'll get back and hit on the road again. I'll probably eat this sandwich in peace, but I'm gonna use this. I've got this right here, which is Doritos. Hopefully I'm gonna open this and it's probably not gonna explode. I hope not. And then this one right here is just basically a little deli sandwich right here. And I had Jersey Mike's earlier, but that was only 500 calories. So this would probably be, I don't know, 200 or 300. This one's saying, man, that much? Holy cow. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, so the container is 1.3. Oh, it's 3 servings of 150. Wow. Huh. That's interesting. Anyway, that's also what I'm having, so thank you, God. I do like these Coke Zeros. Been watching sugar level. They taste a lot like a regular Coke. They really do, as opposed to Diet Coke. There's something about them. They taste almost exactly like a Coke for me. Pretty good. Try one of these Doritos, sweet, spicy. Let's see, I know I got these before. Let's see. Yeah, I rarely ever get to eat Doritos. These are actually pretty good. These are Deli Express, so I'm just gonna probably put these together and give it a try. It's funny, that sign right there says no dumping, but I don't know. Anyway, go ahead and have my sandwich. It tastes like a regular sandwich. Pretty good. This is a good food. And of course, this right here, pretty good. Tastes pretty regular, but you know, it's a sandwich you make. I was listening to an article today about Shakespeare, and they say Shakespeare never really had a journal about his own self. That he was kind of a selfless writer, in the fact that his stories were based on historical accounts, on creative narrative. They were now they say that Hamlet, because his son's name was Hammett, could have been a little bit of influenced by the tragedy that happened to Hammett, and of course the tragedy of Hamlet, which was, they say that could have been a cross thing, like, but he never had his own personal journey, just like or his own personal journal, just like he never had his own library. So he was only doing it for entertainment. He was writing for entertainment, but he was also body. And they say that Hamlet was a revenge on revenge tragedy. So he was avenging the revenge tragedy. He's kind of making a comment about making a point about the revenge tragedy. That's kind of what he was doing with Hamlet. Because there was such thing as a revenge tragedy. Only he was commenting kind of on it, going, again, not against it really, but showing his genius towards it. Hamlet, they say it was kind of psychological. They say it's about peace of mind, and it's not about revenge. But he was body, and he did invent a lot of storytelling procedures or storytelling methods. He was inventive. He was an inventive writer. But he was by far one of, like, his biggest accomplishment was how he intertwined philosophy within his work. So it was very philosophical. And a lot of people say political too. But you look at Midsummer's and it's just mostly fun. Midsummer Night's Dream, which I've done twice. I played Starveling and I played Demetrius. But I've also played Duke Frederick. I played several Shakespearean roles. I was trained also to be a Shakespearean actor as well by several different teachers. But I did come across someone from the Royal Shakespeare when I was in California. His name was Al Charlings, and he did work in some English films, but he came over to Hollywood, and I did work in his Shakespeare company on Calabasas, and he was trained by the Royal Shakespeare Company and had come across Anthony Hopkins and things like that. So I've experience with it. But I was listening to this whole thing about Shakespeare and his genius, and there's a lot of information about Shakespeare, but no journals. He did not keep a journal on himself. He had no library. He had no familiar letters, no letters of familiarity. It was just his plays only. You could nearly almost say that Hamlet is like a Brechtian play, but it's not. But Hamlet was theatrical. He was a dramatist, but more of a director. He speak the speech. trippedly on the tongue speech, I pray thee. So he was like a dramatist. He was also theatrical. He was a thinker. He was a philosopher. He was psychological. He wasn't your average revenge protagonist. So he was obviously making a point about revenge tragedy when he created Hamlet and the play. So Shakespeare was so genius, but he was also writing for the common man, so he used some of the common language, but he was also a poet, so he wrote in verse and he wrote in prose. So he spoke normal, and then all of a sudden he would start speaking in verse like Elliott Smith or something, because Elliott Smith's songs are kind of in verse in a way. But he also spoke the mind and the thoughts of the characters, which is known as a soliloquy. A lot what we do when we do a selfie and we're sharing our thoughts. And so the soliloquy was something that he developed, which we always call kind of a duologue when you studied it. When you study the way Shakespeare, you share your thoughts, and then you maybe have a thought, and then maybe you share, and then maybe you have a thought, and yes, and then you share, that kind of thing. So, to be or not to be. That is the question. That kind of thing. So there was different levels in music, and you want to study music when you study Shakespeare. It's like playing music. You use the words for the part of the music. Now, it doesn't mean you have to ham it up. I mean, Laurence Olivier certainly didn't. He would pause and take his time. But the longbow, which is what they said he played, Laurence Olivier, was because of how he used his voice and how he hung on to the words. Not singing them like you would sing a song, but yet speaking them with a certain kind of music quality, so that you understood what Shakespeare said. He said not to saw the air because he wanted to understand the words.